Well, what could I say? I've been trying to put out really good content. I know I could do better if I have proper editing equipment, but I'm doing everything on my iPhone and that has limitations. But this time around, it's about thou shalt not covet. Wow. I don't know, that's something that everyone does all the time. But do you know that's really missing the mark? You know, missing the mark, missing the bullseye, missing the target. So this is what I have to say to contribute for the final episode of the Ten Commandment series from Tim's Variety Show. Hope you got a little bit out of it. I probably have so much video that I'm probably never going to use. It's just that I don't know if it's insecurity or what, but I just like take a video of everything. One time it got me in a lot of, but this time around, just a bunch of random stuff, and my bus is coming. Wi-Fi. What a wonderful deal! See, I had it all figured out because I rode the bus a couple times, so I know when the bus is coming. And I think I might take the bus all the way to the end. All the way. I do have a little bit of time before I have to be home, so might as well take the bus until I have to get off of the bus. And then I don't have to cross the street in the middle of the street. But I have my bag that I got from volunteering, which is cool. Last year they gave away a mug and I never got one, and it gave me a bad taste in my mouth. Probably not the right attitude, but you know, at the end of the day, it's the end of the day. And so I'm gonna talk until the bus arrives, and when the signal changes, I'm gonna change from doing video. But anyways, this week's video is about thou shalt not covet. What am I gonna come up with in the next 8 minutes? What am I gonna have to say about coveting? I was busy last week. Actually, the last couple days. So maybe this content's gonna appear to be sort of lazy, but I think that at least if you have a little bit of thought, provoke some thought patterns. That's all that matters. The final commandment, 10th commandment, is thou shalt not covet. Well, you know, it's interesting because I thought maybe coveting and hoarding is the same thing, but apparently it's not the same thing. Coveting is basically wanting things that aren't yours. And the main total terrible thing about coveting is not being content with the way your life is. I think that's what causes a lot of people to gamble and try to get rich quick schemes and answering those emails on the internet saying, oh, I'm a lost prince in New York and I need money right now so I could get unlost, and if you help me, I'll promise you riches beyond your imagination. Yeah, not a good look. So don't fall for it. Get rich quick schemes is basically breaking the 10th commandment, is thou shalt not covet. be content with the way things are in your life, because if you're not, then you're not content, and then your happiness and contentment is different things, so don't get it confused.
And this week on my Tim's Variety Show, I'm exploring the whole idea of, well, not that whole idea, but just trying to come up with a little bit of content about the Ten Commandments. I've been doing the Ten Commandments series for about, I don't know, since the beginning of winter, and winter is coming to an end. And usually the seasons that I have on the Tim's Variety Show have a lot to do with the seasons of the year: winter, spring, summer, fall, all that stuff. But yeah, so this season I was talking about the Ten Commandments, and I probably didn't come across very well, because creating good content takes time and planning and all those wonderful things to make the content worth the time. Like I said a couple weeks ago about how time is of the essence, and if you're wasting time, well, it probably won't go well, but a lot of people waste time. But anyways, I'm not talking about time today. I'm talking about covet. The 10th commandment is thou shalt not covet. And when you think about covet, a lot of things come to my mind. But if you read the whole verse in Exodus 20, it talks about thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, thy neighbor's servants, thy neighbor's property, period. Point blank and period. And I think people, look at advertisements. Advertisements is all about coveting. It's like, you're gonna take this medicine and you're gonna be this, and if you get this haircut or you get this product, you're gonna be able to get whatever you want, whenever you want. You're gonna get skinny. All you have to do is take a dang pill. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But the older you get, the more you realize that you can't take a pill to solve your problems. You can't buy a product to solve your problems, this and that. It takes a lot of self-discipline. And coveting is like, if you look at someone's life and you see how they succeed, you're like, man, I want that. Well, you gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the work to get to that level of whatever it is. Because things take effort. You gotta put in the effort to get what you want out of life. And there's a lot of people that do the stupid vlogging and content creators and talk about, like, yeah, you could get the girl, you could do this and that. They'll tell you all you have to do is put in the effort, and you could have all those things that you covet. You want the fancy cars, you want the fancy life, whatever it is, and it takes effort for sure, but like your goals and objectives also come down to your contentment. Are you content with the way things are in your life? Or are you greedy? You look at a lot of the collectibles that I have in my hobbies, and all the hobbies, I think it has a lot to do with like greediness, covetousness. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on and on about all the foul, F-O-U-L, the foul pursuits in my life. And does it come down to greediness? Does it come down to covetousness? You think about the 7 deadly sins. That comes to mind right now, and it really pinpoints like some major sins, and the cure for those sins is the 10 Commandments. Just don't hate people. Just don't disrespect your parents. It could go on and on and on, and it's very it's very insightful. When you read the word, you can find out where you're lacking in your life, you can find out how you're messing up your life. If you pay attention to, if you just pay attention to what your life could be simple, life could be complicated, life could be a lot of things, and you really need to narrow down the things in your life that you're pursuing, and the things in your life that, like, one thing that bugs me, and I think it's covetousness too. Like, I think about how my dad's life was. In my unhumble opinion, my dad's life was pretty good. He had a job, he had children, he had a wife, he had his hobbies, he had stuff. And you know, it's not really a measure of a person is like the things that you have, but it's a measure of a person of how they handle it. Like, in my opinion, my dad had the ultimate, like, normal life. Has a house, has a family, all those things. And then I look at my life now. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be 50 in November. I'm gonna be 49 and a half in May. So a lot of stuff I struggle with, and I think it comes down to covetousness. It really does. I mean, what is it that you're coveting? And it's something to really consider, because it's one of the 10 Commandments, and I think that's one of the 10 Commandments that may be overlooked, because you can't really necessarily have any really control of lust. I mean, lust could be thou shalt not commit adultery, and lust could also be covetousness too, because you lust for more, you lust for gain, you lust for that life that you don't have, the life that you probably will never have. But yeah, it's quite interesting. The more I kind of think about it, the more I think about the 10 Commandments. There's 10 of them, and there's more than 10, but you know, they just kind of the 10 popular ones, because there's a lot that we do, but it comes down to the core of your heart. It comes down to the core of your pursuits. So with that said, take a look at the Tim's Variety Show channel, the Timothy Damage channel, the Interworld 75, and hopefully, well, I'm really gonna be laser focused in spring for the content that's gonna come out, because I have a 19. Well, the lighting is so much better. Yeah, I've had people tell me, you know what, a flathead V8, forget it. The Ford F1 truck I'm gonna get on the road, and I also have my 2002 Jetta that's just sitting there, that all I have to do is change out the engine and it'll be ready to go. So thanks a lot for even taking this time to check it out.